right, here we go. Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us on our Scorpio new moon eclipse ceremony intention setting. Now, yesterday was the big energy eclipse, the big transformation, and thank goodness this one was a little gentler than I was fearing because it's Scorpio, which is a very deep energy. So I waited until today because sometimes the energy has to clear away a little bit before you can really set your intention for your next step. Because sometimes we can get visionary and we can see the really big picture with Scorpio energy, and we're not there yet. So what we're looking for is the next step at this point after the incredible opening and some of us would have felt the eclipse a little stronger than others. I have planets close to 2 degrees. I have Neptune close to 2 degrees in Scorpio. So this was big for me. But if you don't have anything at 2 degrees Scorpio, you know, you might not have felt this new moon as strongly, and that's okay. You can still just use it like a new moon and set energies for what is being conceived within you for your next step. So that's where we're at. But let's sing in the archangels. I love feeling their help for us. And Archangel Azrael, after I sing in Haniel at the end, I'm also going to sing in Archangel Azrael, because Archangel Azrael is the Scorpio archangel, or people have attributed Archangel Azrael and connected them to Scorpio. So we'll go along and see how that feels. So here we go. I'm going to share the handout. All of you know the words probably, and you know to face east, but that's what we're doing in case you're watching this thing in the replay and I haven't met you yet. So yeah, this is what we're celebrating. Every month we celebrate the new moon just after the new moon. And here we go. This is what we're bringing to the ceremony, but you can bring anything that you feel like is going to help you be in this sacred space for yourself. So these are some of the things: journals to write things down, candles, being able to clear the energy around you, all of those kinds of things. So water, have water to drink. But here we go. We're going to call in 7 directions. Where did that one go? Okay. All right. No, they're all there. Okay. So I'm going to face east, which is over here for me. Archangel Raphael, please call. Spirit Archangel Spirit Archangel Gabriel, please call. Archangel Uriel, please call. Spirit Archangel Raphael, please call. Spirit just open, please call. Okay, now you guys can stay standing because we're going to clear the chakras vocally as if we weren't just vocalizing. We're going to start at Lamb. You guys remember the drill. We start with the root chakra. I'm over here playing the harmonium. So here we go. Yum, 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 yum. Yum, 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 yum. Yum, 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 yum. Yum, 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 yum. Okay, notice if that felt any different than usual. I've been working on clearing the cave of Brahma, which is like in the center of the skull. So when I was doing the last two ohms, I could feel this ohm and this ohm kind of come together, but that's just because that's what I've been working on. If you've been working on any of the chakras, maybe you have like a digestive issue, and so you've been working on the solar plexus chakra, that you might feel some resonance with, some little help with that. So it's always kind of interesting to notice anything new coming through your chakras, because the chakras are really containers. So I created a map for me when I kind of opened up and made the decision to really follow my soulful guidance. And I'm like, okay, it just felt like brand new territory, and I didn't feel like I knew how to navigate it. So I created this map to help me track what phases I was in. And so now I'm shuffling the cards here, and this one seems to want to come out. So this is kind of, I definitely feel that this was the Scorpio energy for me in this last thing. It's very red. Scorpio energy, I feel like, is red and black, and it can just like open the heart up, like make the heart on fire, but not the bad kind of fire. Una, you posted a brilliant thing today about talking about how what's being burnt away is the parts of us that are not us. And so that's what left is the heart of us. And so I really liked that. So that's really showing the Scorpio energy. That's really showing that what's burning away is our ego. And then we can see more clearly our soulful guidance and actually follow what we want to be following. So if I look at what phase that is, it's like there was this huge transformational, potent potentiality energy yesterday. And so I feel like today I'm opening to a perspective change. So I'm trying to see, okay, big opening yesterday, let's contract it back a bit and see what's next. So that's kind of my perspective change, because I used to kind of hang out there, and then I'd get sick because I'd be hanging out in the who knows where, in the underworld. And so here we go, vibrate, but we're vibrating with energy shifts. I like to follow the Palladian astrologer Pia Orleans and her husband, Colin Bard. They created a book and a calendar, and there are energies that change every night at sunset. So it's like somebody was talking today about how when I wake up in the morning, I start my day, and other people are like, oh my gosh, no, the time starts at midnight. And then, no. But according to the Pleiadians who talk to the Mayans, and the Mayans had their Mayan calendar, and they were working with energies. The Pleiadians are basically saying that this energy change is happening at sunset. So I know that I've been watching more sunsets lately. I'm feeling more of the energies change. And so what happened last night, we were in, where are we? This is different than I usually look at it. Okay. So we were in seeing energy yesterday, and I could see a lot, but then I moved from seeing into intuiting at sunset. And so it was very, those two are pretty similar, seeing and intuiting, but I could feel the shift at sunset into intuiting earth energy. And we just kind of go through these 20 spiraling energies, and we just keep going through them over and over and over again. After we get to enlightening, we start back with being. So sometimes I feel like enlightening energy is this big, and being energy is right here, a contraction of that, but bringing the whole thing in, not a contracted life, but a contracted energy, so that you really feel the essence of that energy within the heart. So today is, like I said, intuiting. So some of the things that we do in the intuiting energy, here they're intuiting what the other person is going to do, so that they are moving together in a collaboration. But we're stepping out of reacting to challenges. If something comes up and we're like, and being able to step into the ability to recognize what is real and what is not real. So sometimes I could have a fear that's baseless. If you watch too much news or too much commercial media, you can catch the disease of fear, which is rampant on the planet. Here is the universal energy, and there's 13 of those that kind of spiral around with the 20 earth energies. And today is the earth energy of understanding. So the idea is to understand everything more deeply. So we're going to come around to this, energy every 13 days. And so the idea is, do I understand things more deeply than I did during the last 13-day cycle? And I can track in which ways and in which areas of my life I am opening to a deeper understanding, not just of my life, but the life that we're all living here on the planet at this time. So what new understanding did the eclipse bring for you? That's an interesting question. For me, I saw that the eclipse, I'm going to stop sharing for a minute, but I'm going to come back. For me, I saw that the eclipse energy that was happening in 2 degrees of Scorpio really related to the eclipse that happened 2 days after I met my husband 18 years ago. So we had a Taurus Scorpio eclipse then, and we had a Taurus Scorpio eclipse, this time. And so looking back at that chart and seeing that chart progressed into the chart yesterday, I was able to get a lot more clarity and understanding of what it is that my husband and I are actually meant to be doing, because there's some opportunities unfolding for us in different places. And so that's what this eclipse brought to me, because I could track back to and look and connect the dots in my life. So think about that question again for you. What is going on? What are you understanding more deeply as a result of the energy we just had? And it might not be a big deal if it's not meeting with one of your planets. Different people have different experiences depending on how the energy hits their unique chart, because all of us are unique. So the evolutionary guidance that we've been under for the last week or so is moving energies. So are you learning to move in new ways? Let's practice moving in new ways. We're going to be doing a little bit of dance during the ceremony, and it's total free flow dance. It's not like a choreographed thing. I like to do figure eights with my hips and kind of do stuff like this and maybe make a bunch of diamond shapes and stuff like that. But you're welcome to move in any way that resonates with you. And the question is, with moving energy, are you learning to move in new ways? That came through to me. I don't know. This is what Pia says in her calendar, that moving energy is a restless period full of movement, good for travel and new discoveries. In this energy, secrets are often revealed. So that's why during these new moon ceremonies, we get up and we move a little bit, not a whole long time, but a little bit, so that by moving around, we're moving the energy, and things that we've been holding that we haven't quite gotten can come in and we like land for us. So that's moving energy. So today, these are the energies. So if you want to take an inhale, inhaling the energy of moving, kind of in the center of your heart, inhaling the energy of moving. And then in your left hand, inhale the energy of intuiting. And in your right hand, bringing in the energy of understanding. And bringing those two energies together, the intuiting and the understanding. What do I intuitively understand now? How can I move with this, move forward soulfully with this energy? That's the question that I come up with when I'm feeling into what these energies are. And notice these energies are not nouns. They're not fixed points. They are moving. They're the ing form of the word. They are in action. So these energies are moving through. I like to think of them as spirals, and we can dance in spirals if we want to. That's another option. So this is the book that I got all of what I just said from, and got an email from Pia, who said that the new 2023 Palladian Earth Energy calendar is out. You can buy it online at Book Depository. If you have a really good metaphysical bookstore where you live, you can go there and tell them to order it for you, because they don't like being on Amazon for the calendar. They're on Amazon for this book, but they're not on Amazon for the calendar. So it's Book Depository if you want to order that. So what was the energy in the sky yesterday for the new moon? We're still feeling the energy. We're still in new moon energy, 1 degree of Scorpio. So the moon is still in Scorpio today. But this is what it looked like yesterday when it became exact. And astrologers love to look at things when they become exact, because this chart is energy and movement that we're going to be working with for the whole lunation cycle, which is 27, 28 days. So we can see these triangles here. There's a lot of different triangular shapes. And this was the sun and the moon on a new moon. The sun and the moon are right together, so close that you can't even see the moon. Okay. And it was 2 degrees Scorpio, 0 degrees, which is right on a really big galactic point. And so could be huge for some people, not huge for others. I was really grateful that this Venus was 2 degrees, 39 minutes right next to this conjunction, because that helped the energy a lot. It really helped me get clarity on relationships because Venus was there. And I think it was more gentle Scorpio energy than it could have been. And this right here is the nodes, and you can see that it was a partial eclipse because the nodes are really far away from the degrees of what the sun and the moon actually were. So that's how you know. If it's really close within 16 degrees of the nodes, you know that it's going to be eclipse energy. That's how you recognize it. But all of this, a lot of this is opposite Uranus at 17 degrees, all of this Pisces energy, opposite this Taurus energy. This is the node in Taurus. So this is kind of helping us ground it and ground into what's changing. So the most important date in October is knowing that there's an eclipse portal that this just opened. And so it's going to have another eclipse. Eclipses come in pairs. And the next one is going to be November 8th. It's a full moon eclipse, and it's happening at 3:03 a.m. Pacific time. Watch your email around that time for a free gift. I did a full moon ceremony that was kind of generic last time, so you could kind of see that and do a kind of a releasing ceremony. And then there's a meditation on that video, what is being illuminated on a soul level. And that's always the question that we ask ourselves during the full moon. Everything that's kind of going on for us is illuminated at that time. And so it's really good to journal all of this stuff that we discovered during these different moon phases. So I shared this same card last time about the sun and the moon meeting and the energy and the union of that. And this is our Scorpion archangel, Archangel Azrael. Let's see, all of you guys that are here with me right now took the Archangel course, and we didn't go into Archangel Azrael in that course, but there are videos that we had that dealt with Archangel Azrael. Does anybody have any questions about Azrael? Those are her cards. I'm going to show you this. This is the tarot, the angel tarot, really quick. This is Radley Valentine's, and it's a release. So he thinks of the death card as release because it's not necessarily somebody dying. It's the end of a phase or situation and a spiritual transformation. So here's this beautiful golden winged support. I feel like there's this support here, which echoes the comfort that Archangel Azrael is bringing in, a lot of bringing in hellos from our ancestors who have crossed over, and then being able to be a channel for the energies that want to come through. So that's Archangel Azrael helps mediums, helps counselors, helps grief counselors, helps hospice workers. So that's because a lot of times death is a really, really deep experience. And in the United States, we haven't been taught how to work with it or work with that energy or handle it or open to it. And sometimes it can be overwhelming. And so it may take a couple, for me, it took 60 years to be able to deal with those intense grief, scorpionic energies. So there's Scorpio. Anybody have Archangel Azrael is also an archangel of transformation. So once you're like, oh yeah, death happens and parts of my ego die and release all the time. And when you're into the point where, okay, so I can consciously have a transformation. I don't have to have a divorce or a job loss or a whatever or a death in the family in order to have a transformation. Although I certainly had those, I can consciously have one too. So anybody if you want to make a comment at this point, go ahead and unmute. We're going to head into the ceremony pretty quick here. Okay, so in the ceremony, we talk about going into the eye of the heart, and this is the Vesica Pisces, which is one circle and then another circle, and we kind of see this almond shape in the middle, and then another little tiny circle, okay, inside. So we're going in, like we're going really into the eye of the heart. So we're going to go into the eye of the heart in 3 breaths, and we're also going to put around us like this kind of golden halo, kind of like the Our Lady of Guadalupe, and it goes all the way down to the feet. A lot of medieval art had halos around heads of ascended masters, light beings. Jesus always had a golden halo. Mother Mary always had a golden halo. And so here we are, we're at the ceremony point, and I'm going to give you guys a second to collect everything you want to. I'm going to start this ceremony energy very scorpionically by starting with fire and going into, let me see, these are notes for me. I'm going to leave these up so you guys can go get all this stuff, but I'm going to go ahead and light a fire, a Scorpio fire for all of us to see by. In Scorpio, it's amazing. We learn in Scorpio energy, we learn how to see in the dark. We learn how to see with very little light. And we learn how to see things that have been hidden. So that's kind of one of the things my astrology mentor and I were talking about yesterday. It was one of her realizations at Scorpio time, and I'm like, yeah, that's true. So here's my Scorpio light, and we're going to clear our aura. I have aura clear spray, so I'm just gonna do this. You can do whatever you want. I know Diane's got some crystals, so I'm just gonna take, you can also take crystals. You can do one or the other. You don't have to do both. If you have any other kind of crystal, this is a selenite crystal wand, and it works really well with pulling out energies that that don't serve you. So we're pulling away the energies that don't serve. Sometimes we get too much of a good thing. So you got that, and now we're going to sanctify our water, because we're going to use the water in this service, after we set our intentions, after we move around a little and go through the meditation, we're going to use this water. So I'm going to put a couple of drops of my Glastonbury UK water. And so I've got that in there. Now, those few drops sanctify this entire glass of drinking water. And if you don't have any drops of sacred water from incredible places on the earth, if you know Reiki, you can put Reiki symbols in your water and get the sense that the symbols are moving down into the water. If you don't know Reiki, I do a little spiral, like the little spiral that was showing on the earth energy chart. So now we've got our sanctified water over here, ready to go. We've got our candle. We've got, if you have a drum or a rattle, this is my rattle. If you have a scarf, get ready with that. And if anybody has a question who's here with me right now, who wants to unmute real quick and ask a question, we can do that. I'm going to stop sharing. If anybody has a question, go ahead and ask. Okay, so I'm going to turn on the music. It's kind of going to, here we go. Sometimes we can get up and move if you have a scarf. We can use the scarf. If we have a drum, we can use the drum. I like to clear Okay, so as we come back, if you are really are feeling it, you can continue moving if you want to. We're going to come back and we're going to go into the eye of the heart. So, and we're going to be asking the question, what is being conceived? That's our question for the new moon. We're asking our soulful self, what is being conceived? What is being conceived? So we're going to put our hands on our heart, if that helps. Otherwise, have your palms open on your thighs or on your chair. We're going to take our first intentional breath, centering ourselves in our heart chakra. We're letting go of what our mind is coming up with. We're just like saying thank you for being a beautiful servant, mind, and sending the mind over to the side as we focus in on the heart. And now we take our second intentional breath, and we can feel our heart chakra not only in the front, but also in the back. There's two vortexes, front and back, for the heart chakra, and feeling the point in the center. There's a point between those two vertices, right in the center, right in the central channel. So we're focusing in on the spot within. And we're feeling this golden orb all the way around us, protecting us, this sacredness. Whichever archangel feels the most connective to you right now. I usually don't get to connect to Archangel Azrael, but since I called her in, I'm feeling her. Whichever of these archangels you're feeling strongly with, that's helping you put this golden orb around you. And now we're going to take our third intentional breath, where we have this expanding gold energy, and we have this point within us, in the center of us. in the center of our heart chakra and go into the eye of the heart, into that little infinitesimal spark of divine within us, our little divine light that we can see in the dark with in this beautiful scorpionic new moon energy. And as we enter into that eye of the needle within us, we're going to ask the question, what is being conceived? And then we can open to any answer, any color, any words, any feeling that comes to us. I'm going to be quiet for a moment, but I'm going to ask one more time. This is our focus. You can repeat it if you need to. What is being conceived? You can stay in this energy if you want to, asking this question, what is being conceived? Or if you feel like you're ready, you can go over to your collection of new moon intentions. If you have your journal or a piece of paper, whatever you've got to write with today. Mm. 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 Okay, if you need to continue writing, go ahead and continue writing. If you want to share anything that came to you, you can do that. I'm not going to ask you guys to do anything that I'm not willing to do. So I'm going to share what came to me. So feel, I'm feeling a book birthing. I got the title at this point, How the Book of Judgment Became the Book of Love, the book of golden letters of light, of breaths and sound, contracting and expanding. And just feeling through this 9-month class that I'm teaching right now that there is a book that's going to come out of that. I was afraid to hope that the last time I thought a book was going to come out of a class that I took, it ended up not it ended up as a project that has an outline, an unfinished outline. So this is what's moving. There's a lot of writing that's happening as I'm developing curriculum for the space that I'm holding for 4 or 5 people. And it just feels really, really good to really be able to see the truth of who another person is. Not just, this person's from Riverside, this person's from Canada, this person's back east. oh, I met them at this point, I met them at that point. But to be able to really see more of a soul history with the person, and that's just became possible as I started studying galactic galactic astrology and seeing how that picture of the stars relates to our astrology charts. So just another opening, another way of seeing who somebody really is, not who they are in relationship to me, but who they, who they are essentially in their essential being. And that hasn't really been that fully opened before. So that's, but we're headed into a new time period where the Piscean age is going away and the Aquarian age is coming in more strongly. And the first sign, the first element, the first zodiac of this this new time period is this Libran energy that is very dealing with relationship without losing the essence of who you are. So how do you be in relationship with somebody and not lose the essence of who you are, and not lose the essence of who somebody else is, even though you feel like you're in a relationship with them? So it goes both ways. So that's what I got when I asked the question, what is being conceived? If you didn't get anything, that's okay. I've been practicing this for 3 years. So, whatever, you might have seen this. That's great. All right. What do you think it means? Write it down. You might have seen this. You might have seen a color. You might have heard a word like harmony or balance or love, whatever came to you, you might have seen a whole scene, a whole place. You might have this feeling, like this feeling of warmth and peace. You might have this feeling of joy rising up. I don't know. Does anybody want to tell me what they felt was being conceived? If you wanted to share anything, maybe you wrote like this much and you only want to share this much, that's fine. Anybody want to do that? Because once we get everybody to kind of come take what they've written and bring it down to, okay, so then what's my next step? Then we're going to drink the intention water, because we're dropping our intention into the water once we figure it out. So Marissa.
Yes. Okay. Hello. Well, what I got was internal inspiration or inspiration that is already inside of me. I have for a long time looked outside of me for inspiration. And today it's inside. Yeah. So I feel it to be that is a divine inspiration because it's already inside of me. And I was asked to dig deep, or told I should continue digging deep into my heart and down into the sacral and root chakras, and kind of till and turn that over and really start digging in to release the energy that I no longer need. And that will only help for my inspiration to grow more. I have painting supplies that, no kidding, I've had almost a year now, and I haven't opened them up. I mean, I opened up the paints, but not the canvases. But I just saw my neighbor threw out an old painting and in the trash, and it's trash day and it's still sitting out there because the trash man didn't take it. But it just occurred to me that I should go get it and paint over it or do something experimental with it, whatever, it doesn't matter. But being in harmony with my thoughts is a meditation I did yesterday, where your thoughts are going in through your mind and just let them float through. You don't have to necessarily stop yourself from thinking those things,
Mhm.
but just let it flow through like a breeze and be aware, yep, I'm having that thought. Okay, what's the next thought and what's the next thought? And just so being in harmony with my thoughts. So inspiration from within and being in harmony with my thoughts will help me blossom and grow.
Yes, yes, absolutely. I totally 100% support
I'm
you.
really excited about that. I'm like, yeah,
I'm
that's
excited
beautiful.
too. Yay. All right, well, great, this is perfect. This is perfect. You're totally in the right place. Thank you so much for sharing that. It's awesome. So, Diane or Una, if either of you want to share, go ahead and unmute. If you don't want to share what you got, don't worry about it. Maybe you don't want to share that much. I mean, both Marissa and I shared that much, but if you just want to share a little bit, go ahead. Una?
A little bit. Can you hear me? I just actually got a very concise message, a way forward of healing and being healed by and for spirit, new clear understanding of my purpose and power.
Beautiful.
Which I am burning incense that I got on my trip to New Jersey. The first one is called Silent Prayer Incense. The second one is Fulfillment, and the third one is Clarity.
Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. Awesome. Okay. So this is great. And Diane got something too, but she's not going to share it right now, which is totally fine. She sent me a little note in the chat, so that's great. So what we're going to do now is we're going to think about, okay, we had all this. I'm not going to like write a book tomorrow or today, right? So I have to take that and I have to come down to a little baby step. Okay, it's just like, what am I going to do? Okay, I'm going to write for my class. I'm going to write this more little thing that may or may not. I'm going to, tomorrow morning I'm going to create an outline number 10. Let's see if it becomes a book. So it's like emergent. So those are my baby steps. Okay. So I'm taking baby steps towards my new moon intention, and we'll see what needs to be adjusted at the quarter moon, and then we'll see what's illuminated about it at the full moon. So that's kind of how the process goes through the lunation cycle. But okay, so everybody should have, I got my baby step. I'm gonna write today. I'm gonna write a little bit to my class. My 9-month program, Follow Your Soulful Guidance. I'm gonna write more about tomorrow, what we're gonna be doing tomorrow. And then I'm going to open, I'm actually gonna be starting an outline this week. So those are my intentions. I've got my sacred water. I already poured in. I already did the thing. And now as I drink this water, I may be thinking about those baby steps. And now we're going to think about help. Do we want divine help on the project that we are working towards, the new thing we are stepping into? So I have 95% chocolate, and I am thinking of who is helping me on this journey, and it's the same incredible being who's been helping me for a while now, since at least the time I was teaching the Archangel class. And so I'm gonna eat a little bit of this chocolate as kind of a communion with the for me, it's Mother Mary. For somebody else, it might be Kuan Yin, it might be Krishna, it might be Jesus, it might be an archangel or a star being, it might be, and or it just might be a guide that you feel has been working with you, that you don't even know their name. But whoever's help you are moving to connect with. We're gonna eat the chocolate and feel that connection go. Okay, so I don't know about you, but this one felt really, really different for me. It felt more like, instead of like a hope, it felt more like an unfolding. And it felt like something that was going to really, really take seat, take part. So I'm gonna hold on to that. And I'm definitely feeling gratitude. So if you feel gratitude for the being that is going to help you, you can say, thank you. I'm saying thank you, Mother Mary. You can say thank you to whoever you feel in alignment with in these new steps forward. Sometimes we go through periods of having different guides for different things in our lives. Okay, so we are toward the end here. I'm going to show screen a little bit. We're going to sing our song. There's a couple things we didn't get to, which is okay, because sometimes you just need to share. So our next new moon ceremony is going to be the day after Thanksgiving in the United States, which is Friday, November 25th. I thought that would be okay because some people work and they're going to have Friday off after Thanksgiving. And we have some people from Canada who really don't care about the United States' Thanksgiving. So that's going on. Our next full moon is November 8th. And you'll be getting an email from me with the video on the full moon ceremony. This is your last chance at midnight tonight to have a chat with me about possibly jumping into the Follow Your Soulful Guidance 9-month program. We meet on Thursdays at 12:30 Pacific time. If you want more information about it, this is the link. It's going to be underneath the replay in the Facebook group and the YouTube channel. It's been in your email if you're on my email list. If you want to be on my email list, my email is hello@reneevarnador.com. So you can send me that, or you can just consult, click the either of these buttons under the replay and schedule a time to chat. If you think, oh gosh, I should have taken it. Yeah, you have until midnight tonight. You have until we're going to have class tomorrow. And so that's it. We're closing the door after that. So here's our song. And we are singing, all of us here, and there's going to be at least 4 people watching the replay that I know of. So we're feeling the energy, we're receiving each other's energy into this hand, and we're sending out this love and peace energy in the other hand. So here we are, we're singing. In this circle of love, in this circle of peace, in this circle of love, in this circle of peace, I feel our unity, love, sweet security. I feel our unity, sweet security, in this circle of love, in this circle of peace. Okay, thank you. I am so grateful for all of you guys for coming, and grateful to all of you guys who are people that are watching the replay. Thank you so much. And I'll see you next month, the day after Thanksgiving in the US.